This is a lecture for Unit 2.02, and the purpose of it is to show you in a very simple way how inheritance works in C#. And we're going to do that using the animal class here. You can see it's a very simple class. It has a constructor and two virtual methods, sleep and eat. All these are simple methods which simply output a line to the console. Now, if you look at the keyword virtual, remember that means that it is a method that can be overridden in a derived class. All right, so the derived class is going to express those methods differently than the base class. So an animal, a particular animal, may have a certain way they sleep and eat as opposed to just a generic animal. Okay, so we're going to use the animal class. We're going to create what we call a bird class. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now how do you indicate inheritance? With a colon. And then you put the base class on the other side of it. All right, this lets C# know that we are using base class, the animal class is the base class for bird, and it allows the bird class to have access to all the members of the animal class, which are those three methods. All right, we'll start off with a constructor, and we're just going to use the public and the name of the class, and you put base there. Now, when we use a constructor this way, it inherits the animal constructor class. What does that mean? Well, what it means is we instantiate a bird is going to print out the line or execute whatever is in the animal constructor. Typically, that is going to set any kind of fields for the class to default value. And so for the bird, the only thing we'd have to add is anything that is a field specific to bird that's not included in the animal class. Okay, so if it's going to say a new animal has been created, we might put something else, something like this. Okay, so whenever it writes to the console, it should say an animal has been created and it is a bird. Now that we've got our constructor, would be a good time to test it out and see how it works. So let's go to our program and instantiate a bird. And we're going to start bird console. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, just what I said. Okay, since our constructor in the bird class inherits from base, the animal base class, it's going to execute both of them. It's going to first execute base, and then it's going to execute bird. All right, let's go ahead and complete this class by overriding sleep and eat. And we do that using the override keyword. And notice when we do use the virtual keyword in a base class that IntelliSense will bring that up for us, and we're going to override it with its own. Okay, there we have our bird sleep. All right, and here we have our override for eat. All right, so we can go back to our program and we can go ahead and call those as well. All right, let's see how those work. There we go. A new animal has been created, and it's a bird. A bird eats worms, small insects, and seed. A bird sleeps on a nest or on a branch. So instead of executing the animal sleep and the animal eats, we do the one for the bird object. Now, this is a good time for you to practice some of this syntax So why don't you take a minute, pause the video, and create your own animal class for a different type of animal. I'm going to pause it, and then when you come back, we'll see what you have. You can see for my animal, I picked a horse. I hope you picked out a nice animal. All right, and now go ahead and add them to your program. What you're going to want to do in your main method is you're going to want to instantiate the new animal that you created, the new animal class, and then call the overridden eat and sleep method. Now you may want to pause the video while I do this. All right, so I've written those the codes to instantiated my animal and called the eat and sleep method. Now we're going to run it. And here we have it. We have a bird animal and a horse animal, and we used an inheritance hierarchy. I hope that this lecture has helped you gain a basic understanding of how you create a hierarchy of inheritance in C#.